Blood Right into the old Coddle ult was really good. Now you have to buy a shard to do it, but I mean, Coddle does get pretty farmed, so could end up being some sort of a combo, I suppose.
For the record, you have to get an Ags, not a shard. The shard will give him the healing blast.
Yeah, that's
which,
right.
That shard sucks, man. That shard
yeah,
sucks.
it's like late game if you have the extra money and you feel like you're pushing it during the daytime. Otherwise, it's kind of garbo.
Yeah.
Mars, though, comes out. First time for the day. Prominent offlaner.
That's interesting. That means OD is going to be in a very likely non-offlane position, which we are not super used to seeing. I mean, this is the region for it, but even still, it's like 1 in every 4 games you see OD in a non-offlane position. It really feels like that offlane role fits in. But Mars, I don't know. The Mars mid, I've not been super sold on. I've seen Mars position 5. Actually, Quincy Crew has ran that, having SVG or LOA or whatever he calls himself now, some 3-letter combination. He'll play that sometimes, but it's okay.
What does that stand for? Anybody know?
Lord of Avernus. No, I really don't know. It used to be that, to me at least. But
yeah, that's what people call them in Dota 1.
But that is an official name change. He is no longer
terrible
SVG.
Choice.
He's
Just
LOA.
terrible.
That's not our thing to decide, Suns fan. You can. Well, if he wins and he's on interview, I'll make sure you ask him what that's about.
I mean, why did you change your name from SVG Classic to just awful LOA? Why? That's gonna be awkward.
What was the V lowercase previously?
No.
Okay.
It was all uppercase as far as I remember.
See, now this is going to get confusing. I'm going to think he's a different gentleman because now there's a lowercase involved. So he should have thought of that, but we could talk to him later maybe if they
We'll talk to him later. Make sure that his identity is not going to get mistaken because of that lowercase O check-ins.
Oh! Okay.
Whoa!
I see.
5ManMidas!
I
The
see you
namesake
there.
coming out.
All right. That is interesting. All right, with an OD. Huh, bit greedy. Bit greedy, boys. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling a little bit of greed here. How do you feel about this?
I mean, is there any Alchemist game where it's not greedy? That's his whole point. The whole
That's
point of
true.
the hero. The lore of the hero is greed. His skill is literally Greevil's greed.
Oh, you're selling me here on it. I think 5ManMidas got this one.
Unless you think this is some sort of new meta stuff, they continue to make these kind of funny changes to Alchemist that always kind of tinkers with the idea of what if we brought him back as a 4 position and he used Concoction as a ability again. I wouldn't put it past 5ManMidas as a team to be like, let's pull out something crazy. We're going against Quincy Crew. But you could be right. Could be just the old Alchemist we come to remember and know, and they're trying to pull a fast one on us.
I mean, I have been on record many times saying I actually like Alchemist as a hero. I just wish that they would finally morph him into what he should be, which is a support that gives ags to people. He's a giving hero. I want to see that as a priority as opposed to, oh, I've already gotten 8 items. All right, I guess I'll start farming some ags for my team. Because now you give an ags to your team, they get a refund for the gold. It's actually really strong if you end up going for that and are able to actually afford some of that.
Question, do you think
yes,
Alchemist should be able to give a shard?
I think you can. I think any hero can do that right now. Unless they nerfed it. Maybe it was a bug. If you move a shard with a courier onto a hero, when it was first added, you could give shards to other people.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't think that's a thing anymore. I'd be shocked.
But
should he, based on his lore? Yes. Depends on how the shard is manufactured. Is it a piece of Aghanims?
I think I think Alchemist should be able to throw the little goblin guy that's on his back at people.
That would be a cool rework of the ultimate. It's just this little goblin guy that gets attached to your back. He just gnaws at you.
Yeah, there he
is.
is.
Rabid nature.
And that was a fun session of if we ran Valve in Dota 2. But unfortunately, we're stuck with old Alk as it is.
Having said that, Lycan Bite was put in Coddle Guy. So
fair enough. Ice Frog listens.
Get something in.
And he notes and watches.
Yes. Indeed.
Ogre's here. He's going to make his second appearance of the day just in our previous game in the hands of PPD here. Looking to help in juicing up maybe your Bloodseeker a bit, tanking up some of the early laning harassment a bit. Fighting for the runes also obviously now a bit of priority because you have the Alchemist on the other team. It's good to have people who can kind of contest said runes, Ogre being one of them.
Dire team pick.
Is there... Okay, they actually do. I was going to say, are they actually just going to pick their support last? And I guess it is. So it is core OD. Which I assume will be mid lane with Alchemist safe lane. And from the other side, so if it's going to be OD mid, I guess you're picking a carry here regardless, right? Because Void Spirit, Bloodseeker, likely either the 2 or the 3 swapping.
People
Seeing
play the Bloodseeker carry now with
Oh.
Gleipnir and the Shard.
Gleipnir.
Yeah, so that's what I said, Gleipnir.
Gleipnir.
So let's see what's coming out here during Suns fan with this last pick.
What's good
here.
against OD? Something like a Viper, like a lane dominator? A Drow.
Drow Ranger, classic.
Okay.
Ranged
All
hero.
right.
You beat Odie's ass in the lane. They'll probably
take it
NA
in.
Classic.
Now, it's going to be easy to favor Quincy crew because they're more experienced and they have a lot of skill, gentlemen. I understand that, but based on the draft before us, who do you got? Game number 1, Suns fan.
I would really appreciate if Jenkins would stick to his vow and not copy
Oh, come
my-
on! Stop asking him first.
I will
please. He's
be
gonna say this
picking
every...
Quincy crew for game number 1.
come on! Sorry. I actually think this is a really good Drow game. I think Drow kites all of these heroes quite
course they
nicely, and they have some nice protection for it. And so I'm going to go for Quincy crew here. And if you had asked me first, I would have said that, and you would have copied.
Shocker.
Oh, I appreciate your honesty. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's send it over to a quick break, and when we come back, it's on to Lyrical and Trent to bring you the coverage of game number 1.
Oh, hello, everybody, and all you fine people out there. Dota 2 continuing on. We've lost one, but we're going to remain strong together. It's 5ManMidas, though, versus Quincy Crew. How you feeling?
Great. I'm ready for this one as we move forward here into the North American Dota sphere. And first time seeing Quincy Crew as they're going to be making their rounds here. Pretty solid lineup that they've found themselves with here.
I think so. The Bloodseeker to me is always a little bit awkward and funky and weird, just as a hero. But it is Leslau, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I gotta have a good Spanish accent, but not always the best. But regardless, we have a movement up. 4 people from 5ManMidas, all trying to head up towards the north side and see if they can find somebody.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to be hanging out here for a little bit. And the Alchemist rears his ugly head once more. Now, I have to say, I heard them say something about throwing the Goblin dude on his back. That is Alchemist, all right? You guys want to complain about lore. That's him up there, all right?
That is a good point. Holy crap, you're super right.
Yeah. So don't go throwing your hero because then you're going to die. That HP bar down there, that's Alchemist. It's not actually the Ogre.
It's true.
He's a very, very tanky Alchemist.
He's taken over his life. I should also mention, I said Spanish accent, but I realize it's Portuguese, which is why I'm even worse at trying to pronounce it. But regardless, MSS and him are going to be heading down bottom here, spamming on out those blood rights in what is still going to be a very annoying situation for him. We'll see if Shu can keep the pressure off a little bit, because it's definitely going to be necessary, as spam is there.
Top 5 gamer tags of all time, by the way, just Shu.
It's good.
Big fan of Mr. Shu here, so thank you.
Too true. Yeah, I think
the
that
Doze gamer, Doze Reborn. Oh man, he's been on some serious stacks here. I like it.
Cool. Well, at least so far in the early goings, we got a little bit of the all chat going out there as MSS is going to be chased away for the moment and does queue up another one of those blinding lights, or rather illuminates, but it's a lot of pressure. He doesn't even need to necessarily take that impetus. He can just sort of run down MSS a bit.
Yeah, this is very good advice if you guys find yourself versus a Keeper of the Light in a similar situation. They have this ward by the tower that Shu placed down. Lets you know which side of the lane the Call is trying to be a sneaky jerk on and blasting out all these illuminates, right? And, MSS also just going to be like, yeah, I know you're following me, all right? I'm just going to set it behind. Oh, if he gets punished, this is really nice.
Can't quite get there. Still very nice, and that's going to be a salve up afterwards.
Yeah, it wasn't very expensive for what they got out of that. And the mid lane here is you're looking 10-4 versus the 3-0. I hear this Quinn guy's pretty good.
It's something that we didn't really talk a lot about. I always feel weird talking to, mid players about other mid players to some extent. But Quinn has sort of stood out for me for a while as just an incredibly talented mid player, and I feel like I'd almost take him over anybody else in the world at this point. Dude is super freaking good, and showing off his skills here already. RRL is definitely gonna have a tough time, and of course it's just an OD against somebody that has a Quelling Blade.
Yeah, when you're at 0 mana like this, yeah, there you go. He got one there. The old proc. trying to get something working with the Astrals.
Oh, snowball save up top. LOA wants to get the chase down and the beat down. Monster almost enough there for the kill, but can't quite connect. Of course, the panel talks about it. LOA, SVG changed his names around just to make you all confused.
Thank you, LOA, for making things simple. Lelis on the run down here, and we'll just hold fast there to force the illuminate as well as block the camp. So they don't want to give anything over, and now the D ward down here. MSS finds the sentry, but they also got his block in the camp. So there you go.
All right, fine and dandy. Yeah, and it's so far, at least bottom, looked like Lies has been able to dodge a lot of that early pressure that's coming his way. Still getting some like decent CS in this one. It's mainly just that mid lane where things are definitely a little bit rough for RRL right now. As he is getting doubled up in both last hits and denies at this point in the game. But Shu chased down by MSS. Can he find the angle? Oh, thinking about it. That blinding light tries to go, cancels the salve. Very frustrating.
You just gonna call it blinding light the whole game?
Get out of here, Trent. I don't want to hear it. I can't. It's hard for me to deal with, change.
I mean, they got rid of the spell, man. Like, I mean, I don't know why Illuminate became blinding light to you as you are. Oh, they got him. The first blood. Unexpected, shocking turn of events in this game.
All right.
As they now lead. They currently lead. Shu, do not die, I swear.
Well, we know
There's
he won't.
Massive lead right now for 5ManMidas.
We know he's not going to die to a blinding light, but the illuminate. Look out! Oh, it comes through, and MSS gets the touch. Ooh, there it is. Quick and easy.
They have the touch of gold, but he's the touch of death.
True. All the way up top. Trying to get a little bit of the walk down now onto Monster. Eggster's being that sort of just bulwark in front of the Mars to make sure he doesn't get brought down. But
Right, they're both doing the same thing, you know.
basically.
Tuscan Ogre. Similar lives here. I think this game is going to reach a rather awkward stage for 5ManMidas when like OD finishes the Meteor Hammer and Alchemist just wants to be farming a little bit, where there's going to be so much pressure on Monster with these arenas. Ooh, nice pull here from Eggster. They've zoned out the LOA.
Well done.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Damn, dude, that's a huge stack.
Get in there.
That's really nice. Can anybody come?
Of course,
and
he
see
did
that?
get the punish by sneaking the full way around for that bounty room. So well done by LOA.
Oh, very well done. Well, Illuminate, Q up. RL going to take the damage and will end up falling. Snowball not quick enough there for the save from Eggster.
I mean, could that have gone any better for Quinn? Like, he dodged out the Illuminate with the Dissimulate there. He had all his spells, I'm pretty sure. He didn't even have to, like, miss it because he was trying to juke some of the dodges of the saves. Just a little bit too clean there from the old Void Spirit of Quinn.
Been very, very good for sure. It's the way that you want to do it. They're connecting the
Meanwhile,
side pole.
That stack completely living up here because the Seder Tormentor's in there. So it's not, with the Tusk leaving especially, there's no way Monster could really do much about this thing.
Right.
So there's just a giant battle of creeps killing wave after wave here. And oh, there's the big one there.
Yep.
God's Rebuke.
Able to take that at least. And Monster looking for an angle right now. I think he might actually be able to come close to finishing this one if they, like, I don't know, bring one more in the area with Eggster possibly. But not doing it as of yet. You can just save it a little bit longer if you want. But Yuar so far has had a relatively free game on this Drow. That's kind of all you could hope for, I think, out of this Drow Ranger at this point.
Yeah, since his death hasn't been all too bad. Meanwhile, Lies, though, has just left the lane because the Bloodseeker's starting to get levels. He's going to be 6 soon, and he does not want to be anywhere near that when that occurs. And there's way more value in the jungle, especially if he can get these stacks to start occurring, which Lies already pretty pleased about that. Unfortunately for him, though, MSS making a mess of things, too, here. But
Dude, they're bringing
Shu,
Quinn.
Radiant's bottom tower.
he might live.
Yeah. But it looks like they're going to try and sneak the stacks away at the same time. So this is a good answer, like having one of these heroes that can come into the jungle and either contest the stacks or take them themselves with MSS.
And they've actually had vision over Lies that whole time too, with this
Okay.
ward that's in the jungle. So they know which direction he's headed. They know what he was up to, but they took the better trade on that stack that was there.
True.
And there's the hammer done pre 8 minutes as we have this no boots meteor hammer. You guys have probably seen this quite a bit lately. But if the stacks are all taken by your OD, and he's gonna try and hit one onto the void through here, but he went too early.
Wow. Does not quite connect. And it seems, I mean, it's a really hard one to hit when you've got Dissimulate on the Void Spirit. Like, really, really difficult to combo. But regardless, it looks like MSS is going to rotate, go up towards the top side of the map, try and pressure them back. And at least for now, it's just like super AFK mode for Lies. That just sort of feels like it's the state of the game. But he is top of the CS charts right now. For an Alchemist, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Battle Fury build, so looks like that's exactly what Lies will be continuing here.
Oh my god! All right, that was pretty hype. Oh man, he pays for it, but they got the courier.
Oh, like, dude, 5-man couriers was a mistake. All right, that's all I'll say.
Why is that? Tell me why.
Because people just don't care about them anymore. Before, the courier was watched by everyone on the team.
Yeah.
Because you were so scared that your courier was going to die and everyone would scream at you.
Right.
And now couriers are just falling left, right, and center.
It's really true. It's like there was a sort of social cost to the team if your courier ends up dying, and now it's just like, well, it's only me. Whatever. If it happens, it happens. I don't need to look
Like
at it.
Fodder now. I tell it. No. Oh. Guys, deep wards have never been so valuable as now. People don't care about their couriers. They give away their position constantly with deep wards. Put your wards down and spot the couriers.
RL.
Anyway, OD's gone on.
He tried to hit that Meteor Hammer mid just freehand. It didn't connect, obviously. But they're bringing a lot of numbers over here for this one, which is eventually going to be turned back in towards pressuring the tower as Drow dies. In the meantime, the first arena used by Monster as they left the lane with Drow. Some really good plays right here from 5ManMidas.
Yeah, this is his game. Monster, like, I don't think it's easy, but I think he has to do so much in this match that he's like their big hope while they wait for this Alchemist.
Well,
And he got another sack off during all this. Oh, but the banner got taken right under his nose by MSS.
very frustrating, I'm sure. They smoked up on Quincy crew trying to find Monster down bottom, but then they were able to break that smoke on a couple of the heroes. They might still get him on the backside of this.
Must be bad.
Yeah.
They also took his bounty rune too. So they're gonna get 3 of the bounty runes and likely this kill on Monster.
This is well played by Quincy crew and able to catch 5ManMidas just a little bit flat-footed. I haven't heard that voice line before. Old Void Spirit action. But tell me about this Battle Fury build. What's so good about it for Lies right here as he's getting close to finishing off? Why are we going Battle Fury and no longer Radiance?
I think it's just like you can do Radiance. We still see that a lot too. It's nothing too crazy, but it just feels I don't know. It feels nicer a little bit. Sometimes there's a lot of like anti-Radiance heroes too. Not this game though. We don't have any like the illusion makers, but LOA just gone. Ogre or not. Did you see? RL wants the int.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's as simple as it looks. I mean, Battle Fury is good on a lot of heroes right now too, and Alk is someone who's happy to like go for all of those same animations. I hope he does the S and Y too.
Okay.
But I hope he doesn't instantly disassemble it into the Manta. I saw someone do the God King build recently, and it was not the game for it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just to keep the S and Y and, you know, get your BKB. Go fight.
Well, I'm not going to lie with you, Trent. Things are looking pretty freaking good right now for 5ManMidas, and they are going to get a Rupture now onto Monster. He steps outside. The Snowball's there afterwards, pulling him in that much deeper, and Yawar just beating away this entire time. This is a big problem for him. Can they get out with any of these other heroes? Monster is for sure dead. The jump in comes from Quinn, trying to turn it back around. It's not going to happen. RL is going to fall. Esplau cleans it up. Easy peasy for the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, I think when there's no arena and you just see them staying and sitting there, they just don't have a lot they can do. Like, the Sandleys is not threatening right now. That's not even OD spell. OD spell is Astral right now, you know? Astral into Hammer. The Sandleys is such an afterthought.
Right. That's just not enough damage at this point at all.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
and they
attack.
just don't really have cooldown issues on the side of Quincy crew. Like, what's their big cooldown? Like Rupture? They basically just threaten you at tower with Rupture, and you have to fight them.
Well, certainly not the way that I think 5ManMidas envisioned that whole thing going, but Quincy crew brought numbers. They keep their tier 1 tower alive, though it is pretty heavily injured. And now Quinn, I mean, look at this. He's just going into these areas. Like, he is not afraid at all.
This is his game. We are well versed in this support duo of the Tusk Ench. We saw it twice today.
Yeah.
And both games, it felt like they had a very hard time. Like, they're not really supports who can do a lot on their own against any sort of mobility hero. Monster needs to hit a hell of a spear here.
Oh, and
Oh,
can
but
they
wait,
get
natural?
it? Okay. Now the combo. This is really good if they can make it happen. Spear comes out. Nice connection. And they will kill Quinn. It cost 4 heroes rotating, but that's still out farming. And now maybe a battle brewing?
I'm actually
Walking in the
so
midst of
surprised.
Hold'em. Okay, silence onto Tusk to start this one off. Less Loud trying to beat into him. Will find that long duration silence, and eventually he goes down. Monster, still ruptured, has to back away now slowly but surely. They drop down the silence afterwards, still trying to back away. The silence will connect, but there is no follow-up afterwards, as Bloodseeker still needs a bit before he can get to that Atos.
They just feel they're so weak without the arena.
Right.
They just walk at them. And I think they're probably correct.
Yeah.
Death, though, of Quinn will slow down his Yules, and that's going to keep him away from the mid lane right now. Oh, he's getting recalled. Yeah, fair enough. He just clears up the one wave. Keeper the light.
That's why this hero's good. One of the reasons this hero's good.
Radiant's top
I mean, GD in both jumps. I think Quinn's going to hop in here in a second. There's still no arena for 25 seconds.
tower has fallen.
And for that follow-up, you have to be careful.
Oh, the ward up top.
Yeah.
Spots lies. Oh, no.
This
He
is
just
bad.
wants to farm the neutrals.
He still has ulti, though.
He's
They have people
There's way
coming
too many
in.
heroes coming out there.
I mean, they bring in RRL. He used his Astral. I don't know if they can chase, though. And now, maybe catching LOA on the backside. Has Arena back up in 1. Don't want to use it on just the Ogre, but they will now. And it looks like he should be fine here. Shard's not fully blocking things off. And now with no Arena, maybe Quincy crew feel like they can go. Dissimulate up to the high ground. Quinn still got this DD. Lies has still held on to his ulti. Gonna pop it now. Monster under control, getting beat to death. And will end up falling. Silence there. Body blocks onto Lies. He's caught for the moment. Trying to turn back around and find himself a couple kills with his Battle Fury. Can he do any damage? It doesn't really look like it. Snowball, Inkster trying to stay alive as long as possible. Lies trying to back out now as well. They've lost 2. And Shu will not be able to get hit.
Oh, Bloodseeker's so sad. It's like, man, I hate this edge. What an annoying hero.
It's true.
Can't click her. I mean, not the worst situation. The lead is not as large as I would have expected for Quincy crew at this point. I mean, okay, never mind. I guess it is. It's just an alchemist, so it makes it not look too bad. Oh, it's only a 2K lead. It's like, well, actually,
Right.
it's quite a bit worse than that. Because alchemist needs a lot of gold to have himself a good game.
I think that last fight did kind of show something, though, that, like, Alk is... He's much tankier than you would normally expect at this point, and they don't have, like, great ways to deal with him yet. Bloodseeker hasn't finished off that Spirit Vessel, although he is working on it now. Slough has the Atos ready, but the beatdown is going to come. Meanwhile, though, Monster shows up, trying to take down that Ogre. The Snowball chase on the other side. This is the bigger kill. If they can secure this finish onto the Bloodseeker, this is huge.
Yeah.
They're going to beat him down to death. Ogre
And
still
LA
being
still
chased.
running.
And yeah, they find him. One more punch. Gets the job done. All
Get
right.
those Greevil's greed stacks going. Ogre's helping out.
Radiant's top
And
tower
And the
has
deny.
been denied.
Nice. Okay. We found something here. Mid lane. I'll just help push it out there a little bit.
Yeah. You can see Lies tried to go for the stack. Didn't quite connect there. Shu spots Quinn and MSS moving into position. They lay on down that solar bind. Will end up going down, actually, as they find the final touch there. Recalling
Wait
in.
more.
Away. Stun afterwards. And the blood right should be enough when he comes out of the snowball. So very choppy game. Very, very, very choppy. Weird stuff happening here. Solar bind again. Recalling in another person. Okay,
It's
now
just like
Quinn's
the
showing
world's
up.
shortest flowchart.
And TP's out. But that means Alchemist is alone. He has Sanj and Yasha available to keep him that much tankier, but you just find him and beat the crap out of him.
Dire's top
Is
tower
Arena down? No. Do not cross the river. Is Arena down? Yes. Cross the river. That's pretty much all they have to do this game. It's not even like the Arena is like guaranteed win on a fight or anything like that. It's just that's the only thing they have. I mean, that's why he knows that when they astral up this Void Spirit or this Bloodseeker, he still has to just Arena and Spear to guarantee the kill even.
Right.
It's not like they can, it's not even a free pickoff. Because they're getting this kill, and they can't get anything out of the kill. It's just empty. Because they can't instantly smoke and go Arena someone to get a kill, because they just had to use it to secure a 1v4.
So I'm hearing Refresher. That's what you're telling me?
But that's the only way.
Okay.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, clearly.
Quinn gonna chase down Monster. Gets him with that body blocks Yules to try and back away. Needs to hide off in those trees, and he did the okey doke. Now he's back out of there. Alright. And he's
Not
happy
the big
about it.
plays I was envisioning, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
Monster's making plays nonetheless.
I guess maybe this changes when Lies gets enough net worth and like maybe goes towards an Abyssal Blade or something like that. I don't know.
Big Ogre item can get scary, yeah. Jumps in the back line. Well, Ogre that the Alchemist is riding upon, that is. I mean, Ogre for LOA maybe too, but hey, Bull Whip.
Alright.
There's some speed.
Nice. And at least for now, I mean, I think the biggest tell is just these positionings that Quinn puts himself in, where he does not feel at all afraid. Has that Yule Scepter. He's under vision, but as Monster moves over to the side, this ward is going to reveal, and Quinn should just be able to back out afterwards.
There's a Philosopher's Stone in the Radiant neutral stash. Someone get that thing.
True.
Guys, come on. Shoot, you don't even have a neutral item, man.
Yeah, that should definitely happen.
And they just got Bullwhip, too. Wait, am I looking at the wrong one? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Sometimes it doesn't refresh. I was probably looking at the wrong one. Oh, no, nope, that's the right one. Okay.
Lies gets the bounty rune. Quincy crew will get two of them in their own right, and Arena laid down. Stun, long duration. Ooh! Drops the hammer, gets the kill. I didn't think that would be enough with the Atos, but they taunt back in. RRL gonna get that. Well, he's thinking about queuing up the Meteor Hammer. That was a little bit wild. Spear afterwards. That's a nice play. And RRL should be able to get out now. No, they get him in time. Well played there by Quinn.
I think he just figured he was dead anyway, so he might as well try and hit Quinn. Like, maybe if I perfectly time it,
Right.
I can do something. But Arena was down. They used it. They got their one kill. And then they chase. The formula never fails.
It's true.
MSS is up to try and push away. He sees where Lies is, because, again, they keep having this pillar warded. Like, the whole game. I mean, they're chasing after him. They can't really do anything. I assume they just... He wanted to go and grab the wave, but instead Lelis TP top, so... No farm for the Coddle. Speaking of which, Lelis also... almost done that Spirit Vessel to go with the Coddle Ags, which I think is done.
Okay. Super
Damn,
farm
MSS.
Coddle. Yeah, that's what we saw from Snaking before too. I guess like if you're playing this Coddle, you can sort of spam out Illuminates every now and then, and you know, be relatively farmed, almost doubling up the Ogre, the next support.
It felt like they at least sacked a core last time, though, right? Like, DNM
Yeah.
got really poor because of the space given to the Coddle, but instead everyone's just farmed for Quincy crew right now. As they smoke near this ward coverage? Yeah, I think they saw this.
Well, up on the high
Stan
ground,
not helping much.
finding one. Shu is there. Meanwhile, Yule Scepter lift up. This could be a self-stun here. No, the Yules ends up working out in their favor. Arena down onto two. Buyback coming from Shu. They turn now, try and take down the Will-O-Wisp. Is going to get the finish touch on it. Monster. They have another angle here off to the side. Aegster's dead over on the other side of it. They won't find anybody else besides the Ogre. And again, that was for the Arena. And now Quinn jumps into all of them. My man's got an Aghanim Scepter himself as the silence is out onto several. Tries to chase down Monster. And they will find that Atos after the OD dies, there's not much less stopping him from running in that much further forward. As the silence is laid down, Monster still hit by it. The solar bind is there, and Quincy crew just too strong at this 22-minute mark.
Yeah, not letting up on the chase. At least Lies is still farming. I mean, we gotta give that to them.
Yep.
It's something. If they can get him into a decent spot in these fights, it kind of feels like he's gonna need that Blink or Abyssal, unfortunately, to really get in, you know. And at that point, this game might just be over. It also is turning into a vacuum game pretty fast, but that's sort of what happens if you have Alchemist or a Naga and you're playing from behind. They just absorb a lot of farm, but they take the easy and the hard farm because they farm it so fast.
Right.
And so everyone else just gets left with nothing. RL's just like meter hammering one neutral camp. Yes, finally, I might get a BKB.
Something for him. And I mean, Lies is going to that.
Look at these TPs.
Yeah, they're all
Better
on
run.
him. They have an idea of exactly where Lies is. And the Atos from downtown, they find him.
Excuse me?
He has the BKB TP. And that will get him out this time. But man, oh man, that's a tough one. Losing that BKB for that. And now mid, we got Ixer. Another death here as the double dissimilate, or Resonant Pulse rather, comes out.
Oh, there's a Blink on Monster now.
Okay.
So he can set up the ideal arena, theoretically.
And it is almost BKB done on OD. If they can wait for that BKB with the BKB done on Lies, maybe there's a chance there. Working their way towards the AC. It's getting down to the wire, though. Fuel Scepter used. The Sleep is used. The Spouse down, and Monster. He is going to drop the Blink. Did not save him there.
There's a Ixer needs to find the Coddle. That's like his new goal in life with this medallion, I think.
Okay.
He's hoping that he could almost kill him himself. Like, it would be close. A level 4 tag team and only 7 armor. But unfortunately, someone else far more important is in trouble.
Lies. He doesn't have a TP. He does have BKB, though. Things get really testy. Silence onto him. Needs to pop it now. Pops the BKB. Nowhere left to go, though, and he just has to back out. I mean, they have to leave now. You can't stick around any longer.
Yeah, Quinn is not scared.
They're going in. They've got Shu, and that's the sacrifice that's going to be left behind. Wow. This has completely fallen off the rails these past couple of minutes. Quincy crew just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, they look really solid. And then the 5ManMidas are just around the map trying to find some farm. RL's in the... yo, Courier. Nice. There goes a Hurricane Pike.
Well done.
Got him.
And that's a signal to get the hell out of here.
It was gold. He got BKB. All right.
That's true.
It's smoke time. This is our moment. All right, Ixer, you blow up the Coddle. Hit him with a couple whammies. He's gone. Then we need an arena on the Drow.
This could be big. This could be big. They get the arena onto both of them. Coddle found. Coddle maybe going to die right at the start of this fight. Can they get him in time? They will. Now wants to jump onto Ywar. Stun goes out with a BKB reaction. Ywar was so ready for that. BKB out from RL. Drops the hammer. Kills off one. Slough dead. But now LOA and Ywar gonna try and chase him down. Shu moves over to the side as well. Can they run back in and do something here? I don't think so. Alka's not in position. I mean, there's no BKB on the others, but it's super scary.
All right, well, considering that was a Aegis fight for the Dire, that's amazing.
Yeah.
They got twice as much gold, but 1,200 more XP in the trade. And as long as they don't lose any structures, then, well, they're probably going to lose this tier 2 bottom anyway, so it's fine. And they got something. And that's nice. And unfortunately, there is still another like 2 minutes on this Aegis for Ywar, so they could probably push the tier 2 if they want, since it's so low. And it also just means that it's further decreases the potential for Monster to jump, because we've talked a lot about this arena and the importance of it, which means that you basically can't burn it on the Aegis. So that's why that last one was so good, because he did grab the supports, like you said.
Well, and this next item that comes out, I think, is sort of the ultimate area that, you know, you're trying to get into as the Alk, right? Abyssal Blade is coming up next. If he can get into that before this next Roche, which feels unlikely, but I guess hypothetically it's possible, maybe that's going to be the big fight that they want to take. But they need to keep dodging. They can't get caught here. They still have that Aegis on Drow. everything to defend Lies. Monster playing very aggressive here. And goes for the arena. I don't know about this one. Spear is going to connect, though. Okay, maybe a chance to sleep afterwards, though. Up on the high ground, this is deadly. They're committing super hard, trying to take down that Bloodseeker, and they're losing the rest of their team. The slowdown comes. Lies now trying to back out. BKB used on RRL. Doesn't have his ulti. Quinn, turned upon, wants to do some extra damage here if it's all possible. But RRL pulled back in, and will only be able to Astro himself to try and get away. That was not the fight that they wanted. Too hard of a commitment.
Yeah, they have a lot of vision in the area. I'm not sure if he just thought that was going to go better for them based off of that or what. But yeah, I would say a little ambitious, as you said. It's also just the fact that they have this giant counter to the arena now. Arena goes down and we just throw out the Will-O-Wisp.
Right.
60-second cooldown. Arena is only going to be 60 as well soon. So it's just every single time that Coddle's live, it can be there. And now, you know who's not alive?
Oh,
Lies.
no, BKB. It's 8 seconds away, and the silences mean he will not get out. That is a backbreaker. Oof. Well, we got the Kaya Sanj done for Void Spirit. Yuar finishes off his Hurricane Pike and is going now for Scotty. Another one of those answers to the regen coming from the Alchemist. And OD, quick little DC. Hopefully comes back into here soon, but this is looking really rough to recover from at this point.
Yeah, it's the real talk time is that Quincy crew need to go high ground without an Aegis and also have some stellar play from 5ManMidas. Even if they went without an Aegis, I don't think it's just like, oh, it's like free fight. They need Aegis. Like, they don't really need the Aegis, I don't think, here, but probably should. With how league play works and how important every win is, you do not want to throw away a sure victory just by getting lazy and trying to end it fast.
Right.
There's no permanent or late threat here, in my eyes, to Quincy crew. With the way the economy is scaling, it is very unlikely that they're going to be able to find too many big plays in a row here.
Well, and I think that it's really important to keep in mind, again, like the relative experience difference between these two rosters. And like, I think you're probably right that Quincy crew is unlikely to try and go high ground and push the tempo that much quicker. It feels like it's much more likely to be just sort of that slow, shut down the map, close out the areas, and make sure that they can't get their game going. But that was a tough one for sure. That last fight right there, getting the Alcott outside of the base. And we do have a reconnect now, so hopefully we'll be getting back underway in just a moment. But at least for now, 5ManMidas needing to reflect and likely go on a lot of dodges. Or they are just going to go high ground and we don't know what we're talking about. That's a possibility too.
You know, sometimes it just looks easy.
That's fair. And they blow up Monster.
Oh, that's no good.
Jump in, balance afterwards. BKB is available, but can't get it off. Snowball only pulling them deeper into the pain train that is the Quincy crew lineup. And as you said, sometimes it just makes it a little bit easy for them to go high ground and possibly come close to taking this first set of racks as 4 heroes are dead. And man, oh man, Trent, this is a tough one.
Yeah, I think Alk had buyback, but he actually bought out, if I'm not mistaken. Because I saw him queue up just a Philosopher's Stone when he was dead. And I looked and I was like, oh, he has buyback. But then he threw it on himself.
Got it.
Which is a great move, by the way, that does work, and I don't see enough people abuse it. So if no one wants your Philosopher's Stone, put it in your inventory when you're dead, and you gain the gold.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Bloodlusted Drought. That's devastating. Scotty done.
Yeah, we have not talked about Yuar this game because he's just been a quiet backliner, just killing everything. But there's a lot of good synergies with him this game. Blood Rage and Bloodlust. This was a strat for a while.
Yeah, all the blood. Dude, and look at this shoot,
And
just
blood's-
getting clipped. Oh no. And the jump in. They find him. Dead Enchantress. Buys back on Enchantress. Dead Monster in just a moment, maybe. Maybe he can live a little bit longer. Lies actually got the turn on and takes down the Ogre. A very frustrating situation, I'm sure, for 4-0 LOA. But the taunt pulls back into Lies. Shot afterwards, doing a good chunk of damage. But Lasau has found himself a shoe, and they will kill off that shoe. as more and more carnage in the Radiant base. They just can't get away.
You'll have to dig
Snowball's the only option. That's pulling you a little bit closer. And
Oh, he doesn't even get the connection.
yeah, that feels bad. Damn, dude. GG. Good play by Quincy Crow. Very clean match.
Yeah, it really was. There were signs there though from 5ManMidas. I mean, parts of it went all right. You know, the laning stage wasn't horrendous. First couple movements were pretty good. The catch on Yuar. First kill of the game was on Yuar. More farm to the Alchemist than I would have suspected, but the main flaw in the broken cog in this machine was probably just out of the mid, like not able to really get a game for RRL there on the OD. Shut down pretty hard by Quinn in the laning stage and did not really have a great way to recover because of the hero he was playing.
It's true. I feel like we've been seeing ODs get pushed off a lot towards those other roles instead. And it felt, I think Jenkins was the one that pointed out in the draft, the like OD and Alk together was like much more greedy than already a greedy Alchemist pick. And you know, it's what ended up happening. I feel like Quincy Crew knew what they needed to do this game and just executed really, really well. Ogre was sacrificial a lot. It happens. Anything that you'd like to see sort of change going into game 2? Do you think maybe more active cores, or do you think just like I don't know, trying to get a different matchup mid, or what's the biggest sort of change type thing that you could look for 5ManMidas?
Well, unfortunately, it's very hard to instantly catch an experience on a team that's been like attending LANs and stuff, been together for such a long time. So I mean, usually the answer to this question is like the laning stage and working on the fundamentals, because that tends to be the thing that breaks down the most versus like far more experienced teams. But that wasn't really what happened here. So if anything, it's mostly like this whole like vision game and trying to make the first couple moves and actually cementing objectives, I guess, because even though they had some decent pickoffs and a few brighter moments, they unfortunately didn't lead to much because they were generally just kind of like empty kills that couldn't help them push into the next tower. So maybe something more focused on like towers and Roche.
Okay.
In the next one.
Towers and Roche. Easy peasy. I'm hearing Death Prophet. That sounds good to me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go a quick break. And when we come back, we have game number 2 of 5ManMidas versus Quincy Crew. But first, a quick break.